Hey, what's going on, everyone? It is your boy again. You know what? I'm gonna change my handle from Mr. Nomad to J Crypto. I think J Crypto just sounds a lot smoother and a lot cooler. And don't judge me. So that's that. Moving on. I like to say moving on like that, especially when I do videos. I don't know why. Maybe it's a little nerdy, but I'm not gonna, judge myself so much. Right now, this video is gonna be about precious metals and trading these particular commodities. And the reason I like precious metals, the reason why you should like precious metals, is because they typically lie between a certain price range and they stay there. All right. Now, I'm pretty new to trading in platinum, but we're gonna do a little recap. All right. So I got the relative strength index at the bottom, and that basically displays a relative judgment of whether or not this particular item has been overbought or oversold. And as you can see, it did hit around 30. And 30 is like pretty low. Anything below 30 is like buy now. You know what I'm saying? So it hit around 30. So, that'll be a good time to buy. And now it's at around 41.92, around 42. So it's almost at 50. Now, would I jump into this trade right now? Probably not. Probably not, because once it hits 40, 50, 60, that's like towards the middle. I don't want it towards the middle. I want it around 70, 80, 90, or the 10, 20, 30. That is a definite buy or sell, but that's when it's overbought by a long shot, or oversold by a long shot. And it's a good opportunity to make a lot of money. Now, you probably won't make a lot of money if you get into the trade now, because it's already at 41. I mean, it's already at 42. It could go to 50. It could go back down to 30. Like it's in the middle. And once the market is in the middle, it can hover there for quite a while. So you want to wait until the market actually spikes and goes up, and then you put in a sell order, or you want to wait till it spikes and goes down and you put in a buy order. But typically it stays between a certain price range. All right. If you look at the history, you can follow the history and look at the price range. But my favorite thing to sell, I'm going to talk about all of these. My favorite thing to actually not sell, but trade is silver. Reason I like to trade silver the most is because it stays between $15 and $16 80% of the time. Now it could fall to 14 50 and goes up, and it could go up to 17.50, but it typically stays between 15 and 16 bucks. That's $1 difference. Really easy to monitor, really easy to manage. All right. Also, the spread, I mean, the money that the brokers take upon entering this trade is a lot smaller than the money they take for entering the copper trade or the gold trade or the platinum trade. All right. So they take less money for you entering this trade, and it's easier to monitor and easier to manage. So silver is by far my favorite thing to trade on. It's really easy for me to trade on. I made a lot of money trading silver. Actually, this past week, I entered the market when it fell below 30, which that was fortunate for me. I was actually paying close attention to it. It hasn't fallen below 30 on the relative strength index in a long time. All right. So since January, it hasn't fallen below the 30 on the relative strength index. So once I saw that, I immediately put in a buy order. And since I put in a buy order down here, I'm already plus about 66, 70% on my trade, which is great. I almost doubled my profit. And this is a good way you can get plus 100% a month. A lot of traders, they find it very difficult to actually get plus 100% in a year. Getting plus 100% a month is really easy. It's just a matter of watching the market. For instance, if I'm looking at the relative strength index and it's telling me that it hasn't fallen below 30, which is low, it hasn't fallen to the low point in over 5, 6 months. Once it finally does fall below the low point, I'm in. I'm all in. I'm putting everything on it, and it has definitely paid off. As you can see, this doesn't happen every month. It doesn't happen every day, but once it does happen, that's when it's time to take action. All right. So as you can see, it has not happened in 6 months. So this isn't something that's typical, but it's something that does occur. It's something that you need to be mindful and pay close attention to, because you can make a lot of money. All right. So I'm already plus 60, 70% on this trade, and I've been in the trade for a day. and people can't even get that in a year. So do the math, uh, see what works for you. Now let's get into copper. I'm really new to copper, but it looks like something that's really good to trade. Now, brokers take more for entering into a trade on copper than they do for silver, but it's really easy to monitor and easy to manage because it falls between about $2.50 and $3.50, about a $1 difference. So it's easy to monitor, easy to manage. And as you can see, like there was much potential to make a lot of money. Actually, if someone entered a trade while the RSO was around 21, they would make so much money right now. And that was July, early July. So if you got in early July and stayed in the trade the entire time, and a lot of traders have a difficult time staying in trades that long because it makes them really uncomfortable having their money not like making any type of income, and being locked into a trade for a long period of time. And I understand why. If your money's locked in a trade for a long period of time, you can't grow that money. It's just stuck, right? But you can actually, if they actually got locked in this trade, it wasn't that bad. Like this was like a 10-day lock, a 12-day lock. So if they entered around the 5th, 6th, around that time frame, they could have got in when the RSI was around 21. Now the RSI is at 33. So that's a plus 13 on the RSI, on the relative strength index, or plus 13%, which is amazing. That could be plus 50% profit right there alone, and it's still low. So I mean, it's still going to go up. The only time you actually need to probably take your money out is once it hits 40 or goes up to 50. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I would do personally, because I'm comfortable with doing that. But I mean, hey, you can have multiple trades of copper. You don't need one. You can have multiple trades of copper and, take your money out at the 40 mark and leave the other trade open. Set your stop loss to the 40 mark so that if it does drop to 40, you at least get that money. Okay. You don't lose a lot of money. You still gain a lot of money. And if it goes up to 50, 60 or 70, you really just cashed out. You plus 400, 500% of profit. And that could happen in a matter of a month. It's nothing wrong with standing in a trade for a month if you're going to get plus 400, 500% profit. And I'm saying these numbers and they sound ridiculous, but it's very likely that it can happen. Very likely that it can happen. It's not difficult. You just don't be aggressive, be patient, and watch the market, learn your markets. I find the ones that you're good at, observe their behavior, observe the patterns, read the news. I mean, the problem that I think a lot of traders are having is that they're looking at everything. Why look at everything? Look at something that look at what works. You can't be a master of everything. It's impossible. But you can find the things that work for you. And copper looks like something that is great. There were several opportunities to make money in copper just looking at the relative strength index. Several opportunities to make money in copper. But moving on, so that's copper. And let's get into the mother of all, the big daddy, young strapper. Gold. All right. Gold, gold, gold. Now, gold is great because it's gold. All right. It's probably the most valuable precious metal. I'm going to just say it's the most valuable precious metal because I don't know about one that is more valuable than gold. If it does exist, it's out there, I don't know anything about it. But what's being traded and what we're talking about right now is gold. And as you can see, it followed a similar trend as copper. The RSI did touch around 21, and that was late June, early July timeframe. You could have entered there, and if you stayed to the trades to early June, mid June, no, around early June or the first week of June, let's say June 5th, you could have made a decent profit, and you could have cashed out, or you could just stay in the trade the entire time, or you could have set a stop losses, multiple options that you could have done to make money. But I didn't enter there. I actually entered here. I entered around July 14th, and the RSI was around 25. So I entered when the RSI was at 25, and now the RSI is at 33.74. The RSI is up plus about 8%, and I'm plus 50% on my investment in gold. And the same strategy for gold, you can apply to silver and copper. You can have um, multiple trades of gold. Set your stop loss. Like once you start making profits, that's great. You can then set your stop loss to where you can guarantee a profit. And there's nothing better than guaranteeing a profit. You know what? Right now it's the weekend, so I can actually show you this. Right now I'm just talking about it. So you probably don't have a visual or don't have a full understanding if you're new to trading, but I would definitely do this Monday, Tuesday, if it's beneficial. I'm not just gonna do it and just waste my money. Try to show you guys how to do some stuff. All right, but I would try to find something to trade at least once a day and show you guys my analyzation on it and uh, the way I'm thinking about trades, like from my perspective. And I'm relatively new to trading, but I've lost about 20% of my profit 1 month, and that was like 2 months ago. After that, I got discouraged and I hit the books. Usually, people get this discouraged and they just say, "I'm never doing this again." I got discouraged and I studied. All right, and one thing I did study was that um, it's more beneficial to look at the daily chart and maybe even the weekly chart. It's more beneficial. The reason I say more beneficial to look at the daily chart is because it gives you a macro overview of the market. So you're looking at it from a broader perspective instead of looking at it by the minute. If you're looking at it from minute to minute or hour to hour, that gives you opportunity to scalp. You know, you can scalp, say, "Oh, I made uh, $20, $30. Let me take my money." Or you can look at a daily chart and you can see where the RSI is for the day. You can say, "Wow, it's really low for the day." I'm guessing by the end of the day, if not today, then maybe by the end of the week, it can go up by plus 100, 200%. So you can actually make those judgments from looking at the daily chart. You can't make those judgments looking at the 5, 15 minute chart, the hour chart. It's impossible. It's impossible to be able to predict what a market's going to do in by the end of the day or in a week by looking at the hour chart. It's impossible. Okay. But you can do it by looking at the daily chart and looking at the weekly chart. So that's what I do. I like to play for the long haul because I like to get massive gains. Massive gains means big returns. Big returns are attractive. All right. If you are a broker or you are a trader and you want people to copy your trades and you want to actually monetize your intellect, you want to monetize your expertise, you have to be making massive gains in a month for your trades. Now, I'm already plus 100%, and I did this in less than 24 hours. That's impressive. Okay. Now, hopefully by the end of the month, I can be plus, I don't know, 1000%. And that to me, that isn't far fetched, but it's not going to be easy. But what's far fetched is plus 2,000, plus 3,000. That's far fetched, and that's doable. It just takes a lot of money, a lot of money, and that's it. You don't even have to be a super intelligent person when you do this. You can literally copy several trades. Copy several trades. For instance, if my copper trade is successful and I'm making massive gains on copper, I could just make 10 copper trades, or something like that, and get plus 100%, plus 200%, and just keep increasing my take profit and changing my stop loss if it does. It's so many strategies to this, but like I said, I'm not going to harp on that. I'm not going to beat the dead horse in this video because I've been talking for a very long period of time and I'm tired of it. So with that being said, I'm going to reconvene on Monday when the market is open. We'll talk more about it. Till then, keep trading, guys.